I was listening to Mohammed Moakil talk to Hema Ramkisoon a little bit earlier in the show, and it seems like what he didn't say in word on word was that Trinidad and Tobago needs to do some soul searching. And sometimes when you're doing soul searching, the best way is to take a step back from the entire situation that you're in and look at it, or at least get somebody else to tell you, who's looking on from the outside, what is going on, and have their recommendations. And then I was listening to that, and I was thinking about the first interview that I'm actually going to do now with Ravi Chaturvedi, who's been an Indian commentator, an Indian sports commentator for the last 56 years. In reality, the West Indies face some soul searching as well, both the teams, the board itself, and sometimes it's best to hear from what outsiders have to say. Ravi Chaturvedi, welcome to the Morning Shot. He's so good at Trinidad and Tobago. This is his 6th visit that he's no longer needing a driver. He drives himself here. He knows the roads like the back of his hands. Ravi, thank you very much for writing us and telling me that you're in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm delighted to have you on the show. But you're not so delighted with watching the West Indies, at least against India in this series.
Well, Ryan, I think we'll have to do a little bit of historical perspective and also do the soul searching, as you said very rightly. You see, if you look back at the West Indies cricket, and I'm one of the avid supporter and a follower of the West Indies cricket outside the West Indies, and I have followed the fortunes of the West Indies cricket very closely. And I really admired the way the West Indies cricket upsurge and the renaissance started from 1960 onwards, and under the stewardship of the great, I will call him the saint of cricket, Sir Frank Worrell. And then the mid-70s, when the golden period of the West Indies cricket started with the crowning of glory of the 75 World Cup under Clive Lloyd. Since then, it has been nosediving. The West Indies cricket has spiraled down. It has gone to what, if you may say, what I say as a abyssal depth. Now, this saddens me also.
Why does it sadden you? You're an Indian. Your team is doing quite well. You've just made the ICC Champions Trophy. What impact does this have? What I'm trying to get at is, why do foreigners tend to say, gosh, we need a strong West Indies team? Why do you guys say that?
No, I agree with the part of your question, but there's another part of the answer, perhaps. Since, as I said, the fact that I'm here for the 6th time, the fact that I have been supporting West Indies cricket, the fact that I'm very close to some of the greats of the game in this part of the world, like Sir Wes Hall, Sir Gary Sobers, Jeffrey Stallmeyer of Trinidad itself. So this brought me very close to the West Indies cricket, and I have been following them very closely over the years. No, it's one thing to support your own team. And I have a problem in India. You don't know that whenever the West Indies team plays, and at times the greats of the game, like Sir Viv Richards once asked me, and I asked him, well, I'm in a dilemma when you people play here, because I have my cousins on one side and my brothers on the other side. So you see, I support them because these are very natural cricketers. Imagine cricket which came up the beaches of the Caribbean Sea. That is where the breeding ground of the Caribbean cricket was.
Okay, Ravi, you've been coming to the Caribbean for 41 years. You've seen the upsurge, now you've seen the downsurge. What has caused this downsurge?
Well, I'll tell you, there are so many factors, could be attributed to this downfall or nosediving, whatever you may call, or spiraling down. To me, I look at it a very larger perspective, and that perspective is sociological. What was the nursery of Caribbean cricket? It was the beach cricket. The ill-clad children playing with a raft of wood with that worn-out tennis ball, learning 2 basic sets or traits of cricket, hitting the ball hard and throwing the ball hard. But and then they were chiseled when they came to the top cricket. And look at the greats of the game in the good old era of 70s and 60s. They were not very educated. They came from a background where there was subjugation. The family had suffered the subjugation, oppression, and therefore when cricket provided a platform, they knew that's the time when they can make their mark felt, and they did it. Now with the permeation and the coming of the education, and in fact, if you ask me clearly, the media has played a very big role. With the coming of the television, and especially with the American media dominating, where you have more of basketball, baseball, and a lot of entertainment, and the food, American food, which is given so much of publicity. The younger generation is now drifting towards these games also. They are taking up the American mannerism also. So the cricket has it has become a backbench now. And this, with the result that when the youth are getting educated, they are getting employment. So this is the reason that this is a sociological change which is occurring in the Caribbean society, and that has contributed to the downfall of the Caribbean cricket.
Ravi, I just want to touch on T20 cricket. There's a huge belief here in Trinidad and Tobago, and to a wider extent the Caribbean, that T20 cricket may be contributing heavily to the downfall in West Indies cricket. Is that something you're prepared to see?
I'll say something which is Indian here. Test cricket is, T20 cricket is like a rock music. ODI, that is 50 overs World Cup cricket, is like a Bollywood music. And Test cricket is like the classical Indian music, the serene, which suits your heart. You know, this is a rocking system. It comes and goes. It doesn't leave a lasting impression. Test cricket is the artistic cricket. Test cricket is the mother of cricket.
But that doesn't answer my question.
When you are neglecting your mother, you are neglecting your roots. You are neglecting the root of your cricket is Test cricket.
So you do think that the Indian Premier League is contributing to the demise of West Indies cricket, and so many of our players find themselves there for a month every year?
Look, it's a very sad state of affairs. It's a very sad commentary that today players are more interested in playing in IPL or such lucrative financial gains rather than playing for the nation. There is a pride in playing for your country and getting a blazer or a cap of the country was a pride for any cricketer. And if you ask me as a cricket lover, I didn't play Test cricket. I mean, I also aspired at one time to be a Test cricketer. But today, the national pride is not there. The money is more important. And money has made the whole difference to the cricket at the moment.
What are your thoughts on the West Indies Cricket Board, or what's now the Cricket West Indies?
Well, I think there is a lot to be done as far as West Indies cricket is concerned. It's not only the question of soul searching. What is needed is the groundwork, the cricket at all levels. Why India has come up? Because we have a very strong domestic cricket. It is the domestic cricket which has got to be strengthened at all levels, whether it is a school level cricket, whether it is a university level or a club level cricket, that has got to be strengthened.
Do you think this Indian team, it's now lost its captain, coach Anil Kumble. What do you make of the Indian team? There's a huge Indian diaspora here in the Caribbean who look on and follow Indian cricket just as much as you Indians follow West Indies cricket. What is it with that team right now? You've just lost your coach.
You see, I don't think it will make much of a difference. There's one basic thing that has happened in the Indian cricket is that we have a very strong bench strength. And this Indian team is one of the finest teams that has come up over the years for two reasons. If you remember, we have a very popular Indian cricketer here, Sunil Gavaskar.
Oh yeah.
When in Sunil Gavaskar's era, there were only two batsmen, that is Sunil Gavaskar and Gundappa Vishwanath. But with the passage of time, and at the present time, India has a very strong batting lineup. Look, Rohit Sharma is not here. Anjike Rihane has compensated for him, and he is playing as well as Rohit. Then you have fast bowlers. You don't have, at times India didn't have a fast bowler at all. We only depended on our spinners. Now we have not only two, it's not only Bhuvneshwar, it's not only Upesh Yadav. You have sitting on the bench is another great bowler, Mohammad Shami. At home we have Ishant Sharma. So this bench strength has become very strong, and it's because of this that the Indian team is one of the strongest at the moment.
I just want to touch a little bit as well on your books. You've written, 20 books, I believe. I hope I didn't get that figure wrong. One of them being A History of West Indies Tests. Tell me a little bit about the books that you've written about cricket. You're a real cricket, we'd say freak in the Caribbean, you might say fanatic.
I think the word fanatic is more important, and I think more than anybody else, as you use the word, my wife will be very happy to know about it because she knows my fanatism as far as cricket is concerned. Well, I have two books here, and one of them This is about the legendary Indian cricketers, the greatest Indian, right, starting from 3 who played for England. That is Ranji, Dilip and Nawab Patodi, and then up to the present generation. The latest that I have, of course it's in Hindi. I'm trying to bring it out in English as well. This is the history of cricket commentary in all the 10 test playing countries.
Wow.
As well as the prominent commentators also of the 10 test playing countries. And I bow my head in reverence to the great West Indian commentator and my great friend, Tony Cozier, to whom I have dedicated this book.
Awesome.
So I have 23 books on cricket.
Right, you can get Ravi Chaturvedi's books online. Do check it out online. I believe there's a small cost to it as well on Amazon. So we're going to take another short break. Ravi Chaturvedi, thank you very much for being on The Morning Shot. When we come back, volleyball's big week is coming up next week in Trinidad and Tobago. We've got a huge tournament coming. We're going to preview it next.